Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Thursday Night Modern, brought to you by the Labrynth games. It looks like we have Colorless Eldrazi on the left, Izzit Delver on the right. Should be an interesting matchup. I believe Chalice of the Void is going to be an integral part of this matchup. When it comes to basically any Delver matchup, Chalice of the Void is just a menace. Eldrazi Temple, pass. Island Delver. Seems like a typical start for both of the decks. And speak of the devil, here's Chalice on one. Would you like to counter it? Chooses to not counter it. Probably doesn't have a Force Negation in hand. That is going to be that's going to be an issue for Izzit Delver to deal with. If there's no Abrades or any sort of Artifact Hate main board, this Chalice of the Void is going to make a large portion of the Delver deck just do absolutely nothing. Let's see if the Eldrazi player has a payoff. Probably Thought Not Seer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Turn 3 Thought Not Seer. Cast Opt. It's countered. Look at all these spells. Probably taking that Sinkhole. That's the only card that matters. Pass the turn. I have a feeling this is going to be over real quick. Eldrazi down to 14. Land pass. Doesn't have Tron, but doesn't need it. Here's 5 mana. No? 4. So no Smasher. Oh, possibly a Smasher. Chalice on 2. That is basically going to shut down the entire Delver deck. If you have that Remand in hand yet, you just need to cast that. There's not much else you can do. Chalice on 1 is rude enough. Chalice on 1 and 2 is unbeatable. I'm not even sure Izzit Delver can beat Chalice on 1, especially with the hand that they had. Going to fetch another basic island. Interesting. Here's Remand. That's in your hand. I'm going to draw a card. Down to 15. Untap some stuff. Draw a card. Yeah. If I had to guess, it's just another 1-drop. Oh, no, I was wrong. It was a Snapcaster Mage. Not great without another land. Not great. And even if he had another land, still can't snap Opt. Can't do a whole lot of stuff here. Here's probably Chalice. We're going to just attempt to cast Chalice again. Snapcaster Mage. That's an Ambush Viper. We got a 2-1 and a 3-2 in play. That's still not a land. Here's 5. You're at 6. That's a lot of power plants. 3 power plants, 1 tower. No mine. Doesn't need it. Here's another Thought Not Seer. Just to make sure you don't have castables in your hand. Opt is countered. That's a bunch of 1-drops. Take your Delver. Doesn't matter. None of that stuff gets to resolve. Draws. It looked like Mana Leak. Another uncastable. If Eldrazi doesn't have an answer to this Delver, this game might get stolen. Alright, that's Nugan. That's game. See you later. We're blowing up that Delver. It's going bye-bye. See you later. Here's 8 damage. You better block. Oh, he's only going to attack with 1. Nope, he's going to attack with both. Forces the block. You're at 3. Draw a card. And scoop it up. That's going to do it. Chalice of the Void just stealing games from Delver. Nothing new and exciting here. Typical day of playing Delver. The amount of times Delver players lose to Chalice is far beyond any other deck, besides perhaps Storm. Gonna take a look at the sideboard. Eldrazi got a couple cards they want to bring in. I'm not sure what they want to be bringing in. I would imagine that Delver probably has some Ceremonious Rejections in the board. It's probably the best card. Just a 1-mana counterspell for almost anything in the Eldrazi deck. Need to have answers for Chalice of the Void. That is such a huge threat. There's so many cards in the Eldrazi list that Delver just does not answer well. There's so many, creatures that Bolt doesn't kill. It doesn't kill Reality Smasher. It doesn't kill Thought-Knot Seer. Need to have things that actually interact well. Looks like he's looking at Blood Moon, a Braid, and some one unknown card. Didn't get to see what it was. Blood Moon is fine. I don't know if it's great. I think it's better in other matchups. Could definitely still do some work. I would imagine the Eldrazi player is boarding in Warping Whales. I'm not sure what else they would want to bring in. Maybe Dismember, if you're worried about Thing in the Ice. Or perhaps just some other cheap creature that's in play that's just annoying you. You want to deal with it immediately. But Eldrazi doesn't care about this matchup too much. They get to abuse their mana. They have Cavernous Souls. They get to resolve big fatties. Izzit Delver doesn't get to do a whole lot against that. Izzit Delver really just trying to play the fair game. Eldrazi really looking to take advantage of their game plan by making them stumble. Eldrazi is definitely a menace at the moment. It is arguably the Tier 1 deck that you are going to see almost 100% of the time anytime you show up to a Modern event.
I don't think he's played the deck since Once Upon a Time was printed.
If you're not familiar with Eldrazi definitely get on that. It is not a joke. The deck is good. It is consistent. It's powerful. Does a lot of things. It can play the fair game. It can play the late game. It can play the aggro game. It's a flexible deck. And it has hate cards like Chalice of the Void. It has the Great Creator package. Has Tron lands. It just has all the things. It's got so many cards within the past year or two. The deck has really just kind of taken off. This is just the colorless version being played. I know that there's some colored versions being played. It's really hard to tell which version is the best, but the main decks are pretty similar. Same big threats as always. Reality Smasher, Thought-Knot Seer. A lot of these Eldrazi Tron decks are trying to abuse Once Upon a Time just because it's a good card. Some people want to play Oko. If you steer away from the colorless version, I fear that you might lose a bit of consistency. Um, the colorless Eldrazi deck is just very consistent.
Keep this bottom left.
All right, looks like we're both keeping 6. Delver's going down to 17. Gonna fetch shock Steam Vents. More than likely gonna be a Delver or Serum Visions. Obviously, Delver being the better of the two. Just get a creature in play. Get this game over as quick as possible. Looks like it's just a Serum Visions. Let's see some good scries. Gonna keep both on top. Good sign for the Delver player. Looks like it's just Temple Pass. Eldrazi Tron looking to rely on this Chalice of the Void in hand. But if Delver has a counterspell for the Chalice, it's not going to matter too much. Here's Mystic Sanctuary. Gonna pass. Looks like he does have Spell Pierce. So if he goes for the Chalice play here, it's definitely gonna get Spell Pierced. Looks like it's double Temple Chalice. Definitely. Oh, it's gonna get Spell Snared. Either way, single mana counterspell. It's pretty good. Here's the Thing in the Ice. Still going to hold up that Spell Pierce. Feels pretty good. Unless Eldrazi Tron obviously has a creature payoff here in the form of Reality Smasher or something of that effect. Here's a Tron piece. Here's 5 mana. Here's a Smasher. Take 5. Gonna take the 5. Gonna fetch down to 11. Izzit Delver needs to find a way out of this. This Thing in the Ice needs to flip real quick. If this Reality Smasher gets another attack, you're gonna be down to 6. It's not a great position to be in. Looks like Saheeli made it in from the sideboard. If he has another land here, he can go Saheeli, Serum Visions. Again, I don't know how much that matters because this Thing in the Ice, when it flips, is just going to bounce all the tokens. Yeah, just going to choose to cast Serum Visions. Draw a card, scry a couple cards. What do we see? What are we looking for? Reality Smasher's already in play. Sinkhole is a great draw. Would love to see a Sinkhole. Get this Reality Smasher into the graveyard. We don't need it here. Looks like he has Charm, Bolts, Saheeli, and an Unknown in hand.
Hell yeah.
Really thinking about the scry here. This turn really matters. If we don't find what's necessary to deal with this, okay, he's gonna keep them both on top. I was gonna say if he doesn't find what's necessary to deal with this Reality Smasher. I don't know what the game plan is. This thing in the ice is not flipping in time to apply more pressure than this Reality Smasher. We really need to flip this thing in the ice as soon as possible. Tectonic Edge. Here's Thought-Knot Seer. It's bad news for the Izzit Delver player. Need to have a counterspell here. Bolt your face. You're at 17. Take a look at my hand. It's got some things in it. It's got a Charm. It's got a Saheeli. It's a Spell Pierce. What do we take here? Probably the Charm. Obviously, it's either Charm or Saheeli. I don't think we care about Saheeli. I'm pretty sure Charm is just the card to take here. Saheeli can produce blockers for Thought-Knot Seer, but yeah, just get that Charm out of here. We don't need it. Get that card out. Take 5. You're going to 6 unless you're going to block. Gonna cast Walking Ballista on one here. He knows the coast is clear. No reason to just hold on to Walking Ballista. Just play it. The more threats you have in play, the harder it's going to be for Izzit Delver to actually develop a game plan, because he needs to draw multiple cards in a row here to actually survive, and then he has to come up with a game plan to win at some point. Pretty sure this game is just over. There's really nothing that Delver can draw here. I would imagine we're going to go to scoop phase pretty quick. Looks like Snapcaster was the draw. Not a bad draw. But it's just not going to do enough. We're just going to cast in main phase. Why not? We're going to target Serum Visions. Draw a card. It's an island. 2 land. One on top. One on bottom. Land. Pass to you. It's just not going to be enough. It's just not going to be enough. Take this Ballista up to 2. You bet. Shoot the Snapcaster Mage. Tag with everything. You're dead. Scoop it up. There's a sinkhole. 2 cards away. So it looks like Eldrazi Tron gonna take it in game 2. Izzit Delver just not really able to get their game plan going, unfortunately for them. But that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.